At the start of this show, we finally pay off Doernbecher's Children's Hospital for the charity auctions that we did last year. And at the end of this show, we get to take a look at some incredible autographed Star Wars memorabilia. Josh?
Hi.
You guys hear us okay?
We hope so. Is that another silent open? We're so good at those. I think we were good. So, Andy, how's it going?
Good. Welcome to the latest episode of the Holo Chronicles podcast. We're Josh and Andy. We are here to put a bow, put a pin. No, put a bow. Put a pin in something you're going to do later.
Yeah, put a bow with something
We're finishing. We are wrapping up. Just like Christmas time. As you guys know, hopefully you know, last year, 2021, we were able to put on 2 toy auctions benefiting Doernbecher's Children's Hospital in Portland, Oregon. And today, finally, it worked out to head down there and give them that money that we raised. And so I know a lot of you watching and listening participated, viewed, posted, forwarded, retweeted, supported in a lot of different ways. And we wanted to show you guys that we actually did finally do something with this. And we've been putting it off because of COVID restrictions. And
yeah, that's what I was going to say. We should explain why. You know, originally we had the idea to bring in like a 501st Garrison. We have one in Portland, the Cloud City Garrison. A couple stormtroopers, whatever, to walk through the hospital, talk with the kids, or at least put on a bit of a show. You know, in support of Star Wars, there's plenty of little kid fans out there that have seen enough to know they like some Star Wars action. No kid, I don't care if you've even seen Star Wars before. Once you see a stormtrooper, you're probably in
the flesh.
Yeah. So so it was good. We finally to even let us in the building had been the issue.
Yeah.
Right now the restrictions are, if you're a family member, they'll only allow 2 family members in the room with the patient, let alone into the hospital, into the waiting room, you know, all of those things. So finally had a chance. Met with Cassidy and a gal named Beth.
Yep.
Who represents Cassidy represents the foundation that does the work to collect the funds, which she works hard all year long doing that.
Fundraising and
we
such.
contributed to that, which is awesome. And then Beth represented the Child Life Program, which is the program we're contributing towards underneath the umbrella of the OHSU Doernbecher's Hospital, Children's Hospital.
And then we also got to meet Dr. Dana Brainer, who was on with us.
Yeah, he was on our second auction.
Was he the chief?
He is the head. He is the head of the Children's Hospital. He's basically the head doctor, the doctor in chief. Is that what it is? The physician in chief or whatever. So he's obviously a very busy man. You could almost tell that he was busy.
Yeah, we like caught him in between operations or something like that. He was in scrubs and stuff.
A 15-minute window with him, which was plenty to get the job done. But
and he dropped in a little Mandalorian.
Oh yeah,
he was great. He's a big Star Wars fan.
Yep.
But we should explain the program that we donated to. It wasn't just specifically for the hospital, and then the funds get dispersed as needed. We directed the funds specifically to a program called Child Life. Right.
Yeah.
Child Life program. Mm-hmm. And Josh, you want to explain what that is exactly?
So the Child Life program is a pretty cool program. You know, the one thing you get a sense of when you go into an organization like this, especially a children's hospital that deals primarily in high-level illnesses. Like, this isn't just, you know, stubbed toes and broken arms. This is cancer and you know, all the
heart problems,
all the things from birth to adolescence. And the Child Life program is a group of specialists within that hospital that go from room to room. And not only do they kind of redirect the attention from the procedure or the illness or whatever may be happening to the child, they provide some relief to the family as well. And by that, they're specialists. They specialize in giving owner, really,
like there was an element of psychology, social work, teaching, and nursing
and nursing all together.
Yeah.
So helping the kids understand, what pokes or what the procedure might be by using stuffed animals or dolls or whatever. Taking the kids out of that environment and putting them into a playroom where they can kind of own, or have an experience that doesn't have medical equipment around them. They're the only, I love this statement, which I didn't know. They're the only ones that the kid can kick out of the room, which is power. And she said it's really valuable to those kids that if they're just tired, how many nurses come in, per hour to check blood and vitals and all that stuff. And when in walks this person, the kid says, get out. They get out, which then gives that kid, or child a feeling of they're in a little bit of control there. And of course, then they have, tactics to say, hey, by the way, I'm the person you can kick out, but here's what I can do for you too,
Yeah.
And then the secondary thing, which is really important, like you said, the social working aspect, is sometimes information that's vital to maybe the child's continued care outside of the hospital, such as their home situation and things like that. Sometimes they're the liaison for that information between the social worker or the, whatever, because maybe that family's had a negative experience with an entity like social workers or something. And maybe they don't want to give up, like, hey, if I tell you that we don't have any food or we're homeless right now, that could mean not only is my kid sick, but it may jeopardize their availability to that kid.
Right.
The social worker is going to take the kid from them. So, but these child life specialists are able to kind of bridge that gap and offer them comfort, offer them solutions, while also being a buffer between the family and maybe something that
in the hospital.
Yeah, in the hospital. And it's just a very, like, I would say, which I love. This is why I love this program. We kind of got guided there a little bit by just finding out information.
Yeah.
But I love that this program is probably, these are probably the unsung heroes of the hospital. And they drift in, they drift out. They have full autonomy in their wards to go and help people. They're not a doctor. They're not a nurse. They're not a receptionist. At the desk. They're there for the kids and they're there for the family. And so it's such a cool program to donate. Not a little bit of money, dudes and ladies.
Oh yes,
not a little bit of money. I'm particularly proud of the amount of money that was raised by you guys supporting a great cause by a silly Star Wars podcast like the Hall Chronicles. And I'm also honored for all the other podcasts that do great charitable work, but to be a part of that community and to deliver over $11,000, which was just our first dabble in this. And I got to be honest, I'll challenge you right now. That may be our high water mark. That's a lot of dough. It was pretty. Took my breath away when we did the numbers. It was like, holy cow.
So I just want to add two things there. Dr. Brainer said that the Child Life program is maybe the most important program that they have at the hospital,
as the head physician,
which is saying something. I give weight to what he says and what he puts time and energy towards, and so, oh yeah, there it is right there, guys. That is something that every single one of us watching and listening can feel good about. We can feel proud about. This was not the effort of one or two people.
Not at all.
This was a massive group effort that we all contributed to in some way. And so let's take just a moment.
Yeah.
Let's take just a moment and high five each other, pat each other on the back right here. Give it up.
Yeah.
And
celebrate together.
And cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to all of us for doing something awesome, being a part of something bigger than ourselves and for the benefit of others. I saw this on an Instagram reel, so it must have
got to be true.
Gravitas.
Yes.
That societies thrive when old men plant trees that they'll never sit in the shade under.
I like that.
And so we will never see the end result of what we just finished today, or maybe you're just starting to, because we plan on doing another one,
Yeah.
but the ripple effect, really, we won't know where that ends. And so that's why this is such a cool thing. You guys are such a cool community to be a part of, and we got to represent all of you guys this morning, and it was awesome. And they love us down there because of you guys, and so we're gonna do this again. No details yet, but we're gonna do this again. And it was just, it was all positive. There was some work involved, but it was
minor compared to, I guess, the payoff. I guess I think Andy's doing a great job of explaining it. We want to share, like, I don't know, just the joy you and I had driving back and forth. And, we tell the funny story.
Tell it.
Can we tell it now? Okay.
Do it.
We do have kind of a funny inside story between Andy and I. These funds, so imagine $11,000+ getting tucked away into your PayPal account.
Just sitting there.
For
how long, John?
About 9 months, about 10 months almost. And staring you at the face every time you make some purchase. And me, I was balancing because it was my personal PayPal account, which hopefully we'll have a different way next time. But anyway, and funds are coming out of it from other directions. And I went and actually turned a bunch of stuff off because, man. But we made it whole. But our joke was, especially with Star Wars Celebration.
Yes, we went together.
We went together. Just like, man, we got like 11K sitting in PayPal.
We could totally get that.
Totally. I mean, you want to have one heck of an Anaheim trip? I mean, what are you talking about here? And so we coined it jokingly, and this is jokes only. Jokes only. We coined it jokingly. That fund, the Take a Wish fund.
Yeah, the Take a Wish. Yeah.
So as Andy and I use those funds to explore ridiculous stuff, it would definitely have been taking wishes away, which we did not. We only gave wishes.
And we got proof.
We got physical evidence. We'll see if the cash or the check cashes. We'll see. Well,
I guess, yeah, we got to see if it bounces.
Check, or we didn't get it, but so far we're looking good. So anyway, that was our internal joke that we kept throwing out.
Take a wish.
Even while we were in Anaheim, we saw a couple pieces, and we would go like, "Get that? You want to pull from the Take a Wish?"
Will anyone really know? But anyway, yeah, a lot of positives in the comments here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and this only makes us want to do another one. So
stay tuned. We've got a tentative. I'd say we could tentatively put it out there to these guys. We trust them.
November.
Yeah, November. Which is a great time to find that perfect Christmas gift.
To give another collector friend
yourself.
All right. Yeah. To your kid.
Yeah. So obviously we'll be looking for more great donations from the field. Andy and I, of course, have our pool of things that we're happy to draw from.
Look what Albert put.
I know.
And it all on red.
No, you never play.
Maybe next time.
You never play with the sick kid's money. All right, that's the deal. It's a rule. Know your limits.
Exactly. Well, we're going to move into the next part of our little pod today. Last time, round of applause, everybody. Great job.
Great job. Stay tuned. We had over 300 viewers, I think was the number. Does that sound right? Between 2 and 3.
Yeah.
On our last auction.
Mm-hmm.
Which
for the day, just for that day.
And we're talking about live, congruent, like at the same time viewers. We normally get between 20 to 50 on one of our regular pods. So we know that we didn't do that. I just want to put that out there. We didn't do that. You guys did that by telling your friends and getting them in and promoting it. So we thank you for what's happened in the past, and we ask for your help in advance for our upcoming auction, which hopefully should be even bigger, even better, right?
That's the plan.
All right.
Next up, we do have a Red 5 design toy review. Whoa! You got that little logo spinner.
I'm ready whenever you want me to hit it.
Actually, where is it?
It's right here.
Okay, you got it on your
Is
side.
it? Is that it?
That's it, man.
All right.
That's it. All right, coming to you. Red 5 design toy review.
Red 5 design.
All right, something that I ordered from Entertainment Earth a little while ago arrived as a month ago, maybe. It's not something that I normally would get, but when I saw it, I thought, you know what, that's crazy. I think I'm going to have to spring on it. We can talk about it here. It is a Gentle Giant concept Darth Vader. This is based off of the Ralph McQuarrie concept art pre-Star Wars, but it's a little bit bigger than a 12-inch figure.
He's cool.
Carded.
He's cool.
Carded. And what I really like about it is that it's not just black. It's a blue figure in a black cape with a light blue saber. And if you see this image right here, this is straight from the Ralph McQuarrie concept. Vader did have a light blue saber, and his helmet structure is a lot like Star Wars Rebels. A lot more, I would say, Japanese influenced.
Yeah,
a little more kind of dramatic eyes and face.
Well, and samurai was some of the motivation, right? So it's got that very kind of, extreme features.
I don't know if I can get this closer.
You can.
Let's stay focus up. Yeah. Oh, that's sweet looking.
Heck yeah.
So this is what we're looking at. It's bigger than a 12-inch figure. Now, it only has the 5 points of articulation like a vintage figure does, but it's huge. So in that regard, it's not like a hot toy, but it's also way bigger than a vintage too. So I'll just go up here. The lightsaber telescopes, single, and it's light blue. And like I said, the figure is a real dark navy color with black accenting. Like you can see the shoulder pauldrons are navy blue, but the arms are black. The eyes are black, but the helmet's navy blue. It's pretty friggin' sweet.
Mm-hmm. There's no denying that that's just a cool piece, with the punch at the top.
And it says Darth Vader concept. It's a little blurry right there.
What's the back look like?
Let's take a look at the back. I'm glad you asked, Josh.
Yeah, the back looks awesome, is what it looks like.
Okay, so I'm going to try to find a non-glare. You got a Luke, Vader, Stormtrooper, Han Solo, and C-3PO concept. It says collect them all. I'm not sure if all of those are out yet. I know the Skywalker is, but I don't know if the other ones are yet. And then here's the actual. It's actually a fairly. If you're into Ralph McQuarrie, you've definitely seen this before. But this is the original concept image for Vader in action. And yeah, that's where this comes from. And like I said, Star Wars Rebels kind of borrows from it, as it borrows a lot of McQuarrie concepts. But yeah, kind of a more dramatic looking face or helmet, I should say. And there's a lot more blue involved. So I don't know.
How do you feel about that? Do you feel like we should have had that version of Vader? Like, how do you feel about that Vader compared to the Vader we got?
Well, it's hard to deny the popularity and success of the Vader that we got because he's the most well-known, famous villain of all time.
Sure.
And in sci-fi, maybe one of the most tragic characters now that we have more story on him, from prequels and animated stuff as well. So
and I'll put that up to the chat too. Let us know in the chat what you think.
Like this,
if a Vader like that showed up, I know it's hard to replace years and years and years and years
of conditioning.
Yeah. But I'm looking at that, trying to figure out would that have scared me more as a kid? And it looks almost insect-like.
A little bit.
So.
Well, I think the Vader that we got was supposed to strike tones of World War II,
sure.
Stuff like that.
Stormtrooper, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So I think in that regard, the one that we got was probably better. but just to know that there was a version that was different and potentially a little scarier looking, I don't know. It's cool.
Look at that. Look at the artwork. Is that a blaster on his hip?
Yes,
That's pretty cool.
there's a
Vader
blaster
with the blaster is pretty cool. Here, let me
see that there, right there.
Yeah, it's kind of focusing.
It's
Yeah, you can see it on his hip there, on his. I guess.
Oh, you know what? I can flip it around. You can see it on the
Yeah,
back.
there you go. Yeah, that looks like a blaster.
It's a blaster.
That's pretty cool. I mean, Vader with the blaster is, I don't know, it's a concept you don't think of, right?
Yeah, we've never seen him.
He's never had anything but the Force and his lightsaber.
So really cool. I'm going to tell you right.
Hold on, before you move on.
Oh, yeah.
Framey posed a good question, and that was, how does it compare to other Gentle Giant figures as far as size? Because he said it's massive, and honestly, I think they got the proportions right. I mean, that's Blue Snag, tall Blue Snag, I guess. It's more like the. So there you go. I mean, he's maybe a ½ inch taller than the Blue Snaggletooth. So I think they're in line with.
Yeah, it is just a slightly taller version, but very comparable to the other.
And by the way, Andy would look awesome next to my Blue Snag. Like, so if you want to leave that here,
I'm going to, Josh, because no. Listen up. I am, because as you know, I've been kind of done with modern Star Wars stuff for a few months now, and this is awesome, and I think it was worth the purchase. I want to say it was like $170.
Oh wow,
$150.
Wow.
But this is going in our next auction.
Ooh,
this is going in our next auction.
You mean it was like worth like $1,700?
This is like $1,000. Yeah. No, I'm telling you guys right now, heard it first. This will be an auction item. All right. So if you're thinking about getting one, wait.
There you go.
All right. Just wait. Maybe this will be a good Christmas. You can tell your wives to bid.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell them when to stop.
That's insane, man. Well, there you go. We've already gone for our first auction item.
And Scotty's gonna bid
$1 below the
$30.
$30.
Way too late. Okay.
Albert asked a good question, Andy. You might as well answer it.
Why am I done with it?
Yeah.
Why am I done with modern? Not great question. Okay, no, you put it out there. Good. I'm not done with modern Star Wars because I don't like modern Star Wars. I really like the vintage collection, the 3 3/4 inch. I love the retro figures. Black Series I've kind of been out on for a while, but I've had a up and down relationship. Like, it's not because I don't like them. It's just my priorities in my collection are unusual vintage, like figures, like variations and movie posters. That's just what I want to. I feel like doing other things distracts me from what I would really like to get. When I get like 4 vintage collection figures, I look at them and think, man, these are great. I love the cards. The size is perfect, and I want to take them out. But then it's like, no, you know what? Here's like $70 of vintage collection that I could have bought, and I could have put towards the next poster that I'd really like to get.
So what you're doing is, you're just, as a collector, you're just prioritizing.
I'm just prioritizing.
Yeah.
It's not
a turn off.
No. It's just me trying to keep my blinders on.
Well, and you also want, like, the cool thing about what you collect with posters is that you can stop at any time, and you're not worried about, I don't have the full collection, unless of course you're buying a poster out of a series. But what I'm saying is, at any time you can stop and say, I feel good. I like what I have. Where vintage collection or a Black Series, or even HasLab for that matter, you could be like, I gotta keep up because there's new action figures coming out, new toys, whatever. I kind of like that concept because it does relieve a little bit of collector pressure / guilt, which is what I experience all the time. I'm like, I don't have the full set. I don't have the full set.
I won't lie to. Walmart has really ticked me off. Just because when I buy things,
I think we have a show about that. I think it was entitled F and then like all the little symbols, Walmart.
I don't think it was that explicit,
Well,
but
we'll see.
yeah, I have been annoyed enough times with how things have come packaged that I thought, you know what?
Well, can we start a dialogue then? Like, so, but Walmart,
That's just a
it's like Walmart does not represent the,
no.
you got Entertainment Earth, and those guys are always sending well packaged stuff. You've got Target, which we haven't had an issue with Target shipping so far. I mean, other people may have, but I
Yeah.
haven't.
I really haven't either, but yeah, it just I just for me, Albert, I want to stick to a couple of things exclusively, and the other stuff to me is a distraction. It's a cool distraction, but I'm the type of I want to get all of them,
Yeah.
and right now there's no end with those things. There's a limit. Well, I shouldn't even say that. There's just what I want to collect and what I really like, but I'm going to enjoy other people's collections, as you like to say, Josh.
It's my favorite saying.
Okay.
My favorite saying. When
Thank you for asking, Albert. That was probably a lot more than you were wanting to get.
No, we've got nothing but time. Framey makes a good point here. This change makes perfect sense. Collecting nowadays is given for most people, and that doesn't make anything scarce anymore. Chances are anything you buy now could be bought easily. So I like it in 40 years. Like,
maybe.
Yeah. And guess what? As a collector, you're trying to have that piece in your collection that people go, whoa, I haven't seen that, which we actually get to play with today.
Yes, we do.
And so right now, when you're just in a race to be one of the many who makes it into a pre-order, it doesn't feel as exclusive, which I think is part of the draw, right? Like part of my draw of having a vintage collection is like, while there's plenty of vintage out there, are they this high quality, and do they have as many as I do? You know,
do they have a nice case right over your shoulder
and everything?
You
guys are all watching sports when you get done watching pods, you know, so or some form of sport. Doesn't have to be anyone in particular, but you like to compete.
So this is really cool. I love it, and I can't wait to put it up for auction.
Wow!
So that's where we'll end that. Red 5 Design toy review. My review is 2 thumbs up. I really like them. They are less expensive than a hot toy. You don't get articulation, but you get a massive bubble in a card. So I mean, like, there's some trade-offs.
How do you feel about the card? I feel like the card is as important as the figure. It looks really cool to me. That's massive, recreation of a 3 3/4.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, they even have
that's my question.
There's even the proof of purchase.
Do you take that out?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I've ever seen one of these out.
Right. And that's what's so interesting, because that now, talk about exclusivity.
Those are big.
You could start a whole collection of these Gentle Giants out of the package.
In a case like you have.
Yeah. A massive case the size of your home.
Size of a garage door. But that leads us to a giveaway. We're giving away, thanks to our buddies, Greg and Johnny.
Aren't we giving away a few things because we feel like it's giveaway day today?
We do feel charitable. We
do. We held a fat check.
We held a fatty check, and we gave that to Doernbechers. Our buddies, Greg and Johnny at Red 5 Design.
In the chat, by the way.
In the chat, they gave us a mini guide that is signed by Greg and Johnny.
Ooh,
signed edition. Gold signed edition.
Real gold, I think.
Yeah. And now their mini guide tells you about mint on cards or card backs and how exclusive they were to figures, the stamps on them, the patches on them, how rare or common they were. It's a really great guide for those of you that collect vintage Star Wars figures and also have card backs or mock figures that are still on the card. What we would like to do is give this one away to one of you. And here you have to do 2 things to do it. They're very simple. Okay. You have to go on Twitter or Instagram. Okay. Either one of those. And post a picture of your favorite mock figure. Okay, mock figure.
And it's okay if it's a Google screenshot. It's okay.
It's okay. It could be a favorite one that you currently have.
Mint on card.
It could be a favorite one that you would get if money were no object, right? If you don't have your favorite one, it's the one that you'd like to get. Or if you have some, like if you're chocolate chip Wookiee and have almost all of them, you can post your favorite one. All right. With the hashtag. So tag us in it and hashtag #FaveMock.
And hashtag 3 hashtags.
Oh, 3.
Red 5 designs.
Red 5 design. Oh, yeah. They should probably be tagged as
we
well.
probably should add them in there.
But anyway, we would like to give one of these away, signed by Greg and Johnny, and we will ship it anywhere that you happen to be. All right? No charge to you.
Repeat the rules again.
The rules are that you have to tag us in Red 5 on Instagram or on Twitter with the hashtag #FaveMock and share with us what your favorite mint on card figure is from well, since the book is on vintage figures, we'll keep it limited to
77 to 85.
77 to 85, please. Okay? Pretty
It's a
simple?
sweet book. Here's the deal. Can I see that?
Yeah, right there.
I haven't opened one up for a while. These guys, all I can say is we've been on a few calls, a few meetings as they have shared some of this stuff with us before it gets shared with you, which, humble brag. These guys leave no stone unturned. And if the stone is unturned, they've even got contingency plans for that. So it's just a great book. It's something, by the way, a beautiful cover. It's something that
it will pair nicely with the book.
And it doesn't matter which version of the cover you get on your book. This book will complement it nicely. Oh, do you want me to put? Oh, he's running. You can see him back there. Uh-oh. Movie magic has been removed. Yeah, just put it on my shoulder. There you go.
We've broken the fourth wall.
We have. Look at that. And like I said, if you got one of the Kickstarter covers, it doesn't matter. This looks beautiful. It's beautiful. Nice blue. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. All right.
I'm taking this home.
All right, do it. Oh, your markings on, I can't even pick it up. It's so heavy. So anyway, Papa Gordon's in the house. What's up?
APG.
Lots cool peeps. All right. That's a great giveaway. All right, so do your part. Do your part.
Tag us in Red 5, hashtag #FaveMock, and tell us what your favorite mint on card
With a nice pick if you can.
Yeah.
If you can't, it's fine. You can we can read.
Yeah, we'll tell us. You'll tell us.
You'll tell us.
We'll post, and maybe you can comment on our post too.
There you go.
But take the initiative, all right?
There you go. You shrunk in the watch.
Josh, you recently got back from a trip.
A trip to Las Vegas,
Nevada. Las Vegas.
And it was great because guess what?
Tell me.
A week before I showed up to that trip, huge flash flood. We're talking they're showing water pouring into casinos.
Scary.
Yeah. Not for me. I wasn't there. Then
Flash flood?
I show up. Yeah. Well, it's Vegas.
Different kind of flash
It's
flood.
Vegas. No, that works.
That happened too.
I show up, perfect weather. We're talking low hundreds, high 90s. Great weather. Some overcast from time to time. That means those are ideal pool days. Make sure to put on sunscreen because overcast is the #1 sunburn maker
In the world. Not the sun.
Not the sun.
Overcast.
Got to Vegas, had a great time. Went and saw the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Ooh.
Any music fans out there, along with their opener, The Strokes.
Excellent show.
Excellent show. Like top 10 show for me.
Really?
So much fun.
Have you been to 10 shows before?
Yes.
So
11. No, I've been to a few. But top 10, primarily, it could be top 5, primarily because my wife
yes.
is an avid Red Hot Chili Peppers fan. Like
Let's
she's got a hall pass
narrow it down.
to #1 band for my wife.
Anthony.
And yeah, he's got a hall pass, which I rip up regularly for Anthony Kiedis.
Why did you take her?
She keeps coming out with it too, though. It's like I don't know how many she's printed and laminated, but lots of hall passes that I have to deny. And unfortunately, my seats were far enough away from Mr. Kiedis that I was able to contain her. But if you, yeah, that's way. So my story was is that we also found an arcade while we were there, and in that arcade is something I'd never seen before.
Really?
You've all seen plenty of the old Star Wars. You got the Pod Race arcade game. You've got obviously the original, which we've got behind Andy
The
there.
trilogy game.
Then there's a trilogy game that was a little more, you've got the flight stick, felt a little more like you were flying an actual X-wing or Y-wing, whatever you select. But I found this game, and it was somebody trying to play that easy. He always puts it on easy.
Not always.
Yeah.
Go on. I'm listening.
All right, so here it is. I found this game, and this is called a Star Wars Battle Pod. Check this out. I'm only going to do like the first part, and then I'll skip ahead for you, but check this out. I'm going to get a little bit of audio. But look, it almost looks like I'm like in like the round kind of IMAX feel of this game is great. I'm throwing TIE Fighters. This is my initial run. Obviously, got to do my part and take out the TIE Fighters on the way in. It's really fun. It's a kind of one of those linear, non-linears where it's kind of telling you where to go. It's moving you around. It's not so good on the flight stick. But my claim to fame here is I watched a very young kid, like late teens, early 20s maybe, all the reflexes in the world. And he couldn't get the job done, okay? He couldn't get the job done. He had not been bullseying the Womp Rats.
This T16?
Yes. Oh, shoot, I just spoiled it. So check it out. Here's your trench run right here. Here's your trench run. Coming in. It's just awesome. You've got, boom. They take out your wingman right away. You gotta take down Vader. Got some triple shots. You gotta hit the button at the right time. Check it out. Boom. Here comes Han. Use the Force, Luke. Snap. Ooh. Oh, I made it. I watched this kid try twice. Good. Every time. Who's the guy that missed the first one?
No, that was Gold Leader.
Boom. I'm not going to let you finish this. I missed too many TIE Fighters. But they're awesome. Now, if you want a battle pod, don't worry. You can get one for the low price of $22,000. Oh, I should say $21,999.
Or one trip on the Galactic Cruiser.
Or one auction for the Take-A-Wish Foundation.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. $21,000, and you can have a battle pod in your house.
Josh, what would you rather have, a battle pod or a double telescoping Darth Vader?
Probably the Vader, because the battle pod, as soon as you buy it, the value goes down. So yeah, use the Force me. It was good. That's a good game. Look forward out there. It's the first time I'd ever seen one, and that kind of roundy.
Like a mini IMAX.
It really makes you feel immersed. I mean, I would love to. I could sit down and probably spend $20, playing. And that's not the only one. Actually, I'll go over here.
It's like free game.
Yeah, you've got. Look, you can be on a speed bike.
You can be on a scouter
speed
bike.
There's the trench run. You can drop some walkers if you want to. It's a well-rounded homage to kind of the games we've been playing, and I like that it's a VOT. That's what I like. It's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah,
that's
a lot of fun.
That might be, I don't know, best Star Wars arcade game since.
I think so. I just think that because it just made me feel, they had some cool like slow motion. If you hit the button at the right time, you do like a triple shot and take out 3 TIE Fighters, and it kind of slow-mos down, gives you the points. It's just like I could play that same exact scenario, because if I had shown you the whole video, I actually missed a chance to get some big points and ended up running into a tower or something. Thought I was dead meat, but Obviously, only clipped one of the 4 wings. That was good. Still able to make a trench run successfully.
Had a baby.
Eat that, you young son of a bitch, whoever you were who sucks at this game. Not me. Old guy.
Old guy got it.
Old guy.
Still got it.
Porkins come through.
Well, we do, when we say that we're a collector podcast, for the collector, by the collector,
Mm-hmm.
we are not limited just to figures and vehicles. We collect. We talk about collections that involve video games, such as things like this. We talk about, of course, the play sets, figures, modern, vintage, and everything in between. We talk about hot toys and gentle giants. We talk about statuettes and how to display and what to display with, all those things. We like to do that.
We do.
But one thing, Josh, that you in particular like to collect are signatures.
Yes, I love signatures.
You do. In fact, I don't know if, there's a wall over here with a bunch of signatures on it. And probably your one of your most prized possessions is
a
signed Carrie Fisher, Peter Mayhew image where Chewie's grabbing Leia's breastages.
No, just one.
Just one? Singular. Well, he's got a big hand, so
he's probably creeping a pinky over to the other one, but it's I think
it's playful. It's from Saturday Night Live.
Without being crass, I think it's just a really good example of kind of Carrie Fisher's fun spirit, Mayhew's, fun spirit,
whimsy.
Yeah, and yeah, it was for SNL, and you've got the classic Mayhew roar with Fisher just looking so shocked. It's great. Like I said, it kind of fits into my sense of humor, and also into Carrie Fisher. I prefer that one over Carrie Fisher in the slave outfit.
Sure, yeah, it's funny, and it's got Peter Mayhew. Anyway, all that to say, Josh.
Okay.
I just learned a couple weeks ago that a guy we both know who lives literally 2 blocks away from you has some Star Wars memorabilia.
He does.
Not only does he have Star Wars memorabilia, he's got 3 of the coolest pieces of autographed memorabilia that I have ever seen.
And that is a bold statement, sir.
I know, but okay. We should probably just post a picture and talk about it here for just a second.
And you got to give me just a second to get there. So why don't you tell a little more?
Okay. So Mike B, we'll just call him Mike B.
Mikey B.
Mike B is a guy I've known for many years, back to early 2000s. And as it turns out, his daughter and my son are friends. And so, we talk to each other with somewhat regularity. And my son mentioned to him recently mentioned to me, is like, do you know that Mike also has some Star Wars stuff at his house? And I was like, no, I did not. And he's like, yeah, he's got a really cool this and that. And I was like, oh, really? So I texted Mike and said, hey, my son just told me that you have some cool Star Wars stuff at your house. Send me a couple pictures. And he sent me 6. 2 pictures of 3 things. And my jaw hit the floor. I was like, oh my gosh. And I said, are those real? And he said, they're real and they're spectacular, to quote Seinfeld. And are we ready for pictures yet? Because
I'm ready. Which one do you want to go first?
I want to go the Star Wars
card or poster.
The poster, not the Return of the Jedi, but the Star Wars one. Okay.
I think this is it. Sorry, the thumbnails are so small, but yes,
that's it.
Okay.
Now, on this are, I want to say, 7 autographs. In the white square underneath the poster is Alec Guinness, which is awesome. He's got very nice handwriting. And then on the poster itself, there's Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, Dave Prowse, Harrison Ford, and George Lucas.
Jesus.
Yes, all the big boys, right? And there might be Kenny Baker too. I can't remember for sure. And
Is R2 on that poster?
no,
Okay. Well,
but George Lucas isn't on the poster either. But
well, he is the poster. He posted.
In fact, there's a shot of the nameplate. Do you have that handy?
I might. Yes, I do.
Okay, and on that it says, and if I had my glasses, I could tell you. Any chance to make that bigger or smaller?
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Okay, I think I can read that. Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, Harrison Ford, Dave Prowse,
I think I might have you here.
Alec Guinness, and George Lucas.
Yeah, I made it big. You got it right.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Awesome, right? That would be a centerpiece in anybody's Star Wars collection.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Then I get the next picture,
which is
Return of the Jedi. And right away you can see, more signatures than the first one. And that's on, it's not movie poster size. It's on a smaller version. So that's not like an original movie poster or anything.
By the way, that has Mark Hamill,
Okay.
Carrie Fisher, Harrison Ford, Peter Mayhew.
Keep going.
David Prowse.
Go on.
Frank Oz.
Yoda.
Lawrence
Kasdan.
Thank you. Warwick Davis. Kenny Baker. Ian
McDermott.
Sorry. George Lucas. And John Williams.
The Maestro.
Holy shit.
That's a lot of signatures on a very cool.
Excuse my French. What the France?
It's, yes, Jeff. It's insanely awesome.
Yeah, it's out of this world.
Okay. And I was like, this is what I mean. When he sent me those pictures, my jaw hit the floor. Oh my gosh. I mean,
Agreed.
Framey, I know what he spent on them.
Which is, I think, a good enough story to tell after we reveal, right? I think should you.
Okay, yes, okay, there's but wait, there's more. All right, there's one more thing.
And we're going to do that in the form of a video.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
Hold on, I got to get rid of that thing. This bad boy. All right.
All right. Watch closely. All right. For those of you listening on audio, I appreciate you guys.
I turned down.
No, I mean, I'm saying go to YouTube and watch this, because here, how far are we in right now? We're 48 minutes in. You need to go zoom up to 48 minutes if you're listening to the audio version of this on YouTube. Go watch it on YouTube. You need to see this.
Amazing. Here we go.
There we go.
Anthony Daniels,
Kenny Baker, Harrison Ford, David Prowse, Mayhew, Williams,
and Lucas Hamill.
It's
number 9 of 50.
Kenny Baker.
Holy Nikes. Hold it.
I know I saw
Legend. I mean, it.
Yeah.
It's just me. It's my eyes reading and not my brain thinking.
Okay. A full-size Darth Vader helmet. That's something that you could put on, first of all, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got probably 3 of the hardest Star Wars signatures to get on it, which would be George Lucas, Harrison Ford, and John Williams.
And Hamill, for that matter.
But
Ford. I mean,
you're right. And a lot of those people are no longer with us.
Yeah.
There's some of them, Baker, and others probably are not long for this world. But like Harrison Ford doesn't sign, he hasn't historically signed a lot in comparison to like a Mark Hamill, who's been signing things for 45 years. Like Harrison Ford doesn't sign a lot of stuff. George Lucas doesn't sign a lot of stuff. You don't get a John Williams signature with other Star Wars autographs on it. This is an incredible. All three of these are incredible autographed memorabilia items.
He only lives 2 blocks from
And
me,
he
right?
lives 2 blocks in that direction.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to do some freaking Mission Impossible shit here. I'm gonna be ziplining in from his roof.
From the street. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you do that.
Dang.
Yeah. My goodness. Hello, Anthony. Always good to see you. So let me ask you, Josh. I think I know the answer to this, but of the three, if you could pick one of those to take home,
It's the helmet.
it's the helmet.
It's the helmet. I mean, and secondarily, it would be the Jedi poster, and but twist my arm, and I'll take my third pick.
I know. Because the third pick's the only one that's got Alec Guinness on it.
Exactly. I mean,
So-
it's
And it
crazy.
still has Ford and Lucas and Hamill and Fish. Like it's still got all of those.
I'm thoroughly impressed. Yeah, exactly. Framey's got it right. This is exactly what I thought. Cat suit, and I'm gonna Catherine Zeta-Jones this shit.
Oh my goodness.
And
I'd like to see that, Josh.
I don't think anybody wants to see that.
No, if you
How would that be?
you said Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh well,
You had me at Catherine.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, it's
Somebody come up with a good parody of my name in Catherine Zeta-Jones's name, but with
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
yeah.
We need Matt to put your face on Catherine.
It'll
Zeta-Jones.
happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Okay.
Happen.
Anyway, done and done.
Put the air under a laser. Perfect.
That would be the thumbnail for our next. Okay, I can't wait to see it. Done and done. Yeah, can you imagine having one of these things, let alone now? Me being semi-skeptical, I said, "Do you have the certificate of authenticity for these?" And he's like, "I have all three of them. That you can go to their website, type in the number that's on the reflector decal,
Yeah.
and these things pop up, and they'll tell you when they were."
Well, I'd like to take my signature and put it next to that signature. Carrie Fisher's, and you can do that. You can almost cross-reference with other known signatures.
Josh,
They're authentic.
I've done that.
All right, they're authentic.
Just in my, I went over to his house. I was like, I've got to see these. And so I saw them, I held them, I touched them, I read the COA. I didn't sniff them.
I missed out.
Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't.
I don't know, man. It's fantastic. So tell me this: how much would you pay for the helmet? If somebody just said, "Hey, open ticket, buy the helmet," what's your just ballpark? Look, no, like
What do I think it's worth, or what would I pay?
Both.
Like, I would probably be out at about $1,000 on that. I know it's worth more than that, though.
Really, 1,000 seems super low to me.
No, that's what I'm saying. I know it's worth more, but I don't think I could.
I don't know if the bidding even starts below 2,000.
Perhaps.
Yeah, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe because I hold a high perceived value for signatures. So I don't know if you could go along and take like the aggregate of what a Fisher signature on anything costs, what a Hamill signature, what a Lucas signature, and then kind of add those together and then build in the value of a cool display like that helmet.
So
I'm up to 10,000 already.
So what I did was I went through just on eBay and I looked at sold signatures with certificates of authenticity, right? And you can get a Mark Hamill on an 8x10, Star Wars 8x10, on a Tauntaun for $60.
Huh.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have put it around 150. So I'm like double the price is my issue.
Well, a lot of it depends on the image that has been signed, and so like there are some on there that sold for $200,
Sure,
for sure. But if you just wanted to Mark Hamill on a Star Wars 8x10, you can get one for $60
for under 100. We'll say.
Yeah, you can get one for under 100. You can get a Harrison Ford 100 to 150.
Okay.
You can get Carrie Fisher.
They're going to be a little higher now since they're limited.
No, they're not.
Huh.
They're $50 to $150.
You should be buying more signatures.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you just wanted to get an 8x10 with a signature with a certificate of authenticity, you can do that. We'll say you can get most of those for under $200.
Okay.
So if you've got 8 signatures on that helmet, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll say they're $100 each. That's $900. But that helmet with those signatures
Combined
has a value more than $900.
I like my 2,000 mark, maybe 1,500, 2,000.
So, so yeah, like I don't even know how you begin to value something like that.
I'm just saying that here's what I like. What makes me really appreciate signatures is that it it was in their hands.
Mhm.
It was in their presence. It was, they at least put the side of their hand on it to sign, and so when I see a helmet like this, that helmet made a circuit of some sorts, and I don't know how it was done, and chances are actually 100% probably that they weren't all in the same room signing this helmet. So the helmet got passed around. That again is another story. It's another story of how the helmet, one of 50, made it across into the presence of these people mutually. One of these guys was the last guy to sign and see all the other signatures on there. That had to be kind of cool even for them.
Yeah.
These guys or gals. So
John Williams signed it. Okay, cool.
yeah, I'll sign it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what you do is you hook one of the big boys in or big girls and then you send that around because the others might find some validity and I mean like you said, Ford alone it's a big signature.
Yeah.
That's a guy that seems like he'd be annoyed by 50 of these coming across his
Really,
desk.
I gotta sign 50 of these things.
Why didn't it have to be helmets?
Silver. Why did it have to be silver?
Yeah. So
yeah. So then if I was just reading some of the comments here. Now, if you go to Star Wars Celebration and want to get Anthony Daniels' signature on something,
it's $50, right?
No, it's $250.
Oh, interesting.
At a convention, you're going to pay more, right? Because Ewan McGregor was $300.
Yeah.
Hayden Christensen was $300 at
But
Star Wars Celebration.
The experience, so right, you get to meet them, and
right. You're right. But if you don't have it now, and you're trying to think of, well, let's see, Anthony Daniels, he's still signing things, he's still going around to conventions and stuff. Like I can go try and hunt him down. That's going to cost me $200 plus the ticket to get in, plus the travel and all that stuff. Like, or you can go to eBay and for $150 you can get him and Kenny Baker on something, like on an 8x10. Like, but there's no experience with that. So it depends on how you want to go about that. But
there's a little bit of perceived value.
There is.
There's a buyer, and like a lot of things that are not in a supply and demand issue. It's all about how much somebody else is willing to pay.
Yeah.
But I easily pay between 1,000 and 2,000 for that. If I walk down the street,
so
if I get trying to steal it,
let's say Mike says, "All right, Josh, $2,000 and it's yours."
I'd say 1,800.
He says $2,000. That's it. I'm not negotiating. I'm not negotiating $2,000. That's it. If you want it, you're gonna have to pay $2,000 for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You begrudgingly.
I would feel like
you sell your Razor Crest and you get
I've been hosed, but I'd also
feel pumped.
Skip home and pod about it.
You wear it home,
waving at the neighbors,
at the Schwann's man.
Yeah, they'd all be like, "Oh God, dang it, he let it out of the house." Shoot, here he comes.
Yeah, Nicole. Okay.
So yeah, and then how about you? How much, since you're the poster expert here, what would you pay for that Jedi poster?
Or the Star Wars one?
Let's go with the Jedi one. It's pretty. It's the most signatures of the two.
Yeah, of the three, it's got the most. See, I've been thinking long and hard about that, Josh, because
so you don't want maybe you don't want
tip my hand.
Yeah,
I don't know, Mike. Are you listening right now? I've been thinking about that because I told Mike when I saw him, I said, I wouldn't be doing what I do if I wasn't upfront with you and tell you right now, at some point, I'm going to make you an offer for one of these. Now, which one's your favorite? And he, of course, said the helmet. I said, okay, well, I'm going to make you an offer for one of the other two. And I don't know what it is yet, but I'm going to. And you're probably going to say no, but I'm going to make you think about it. He's like, okay, because I also know what he's trying to do with his collection. And that is complete his original run of figures and get vehicles and play sets. Which, if you happen to watch yesterday's unboxing video, it was all vintage figures, vehicles, and a couple play sets. So there might have been an ulterior motive for me buying that collection, just so you know.
Wow, really tipping your hand.
I am. Anyway, I don't know yet what my full offer is. If it's going to be trade and cash, it'll have to be, because I'm. If he wants $2,000 for something like that, then I'm going to have to have to figure some trade. But I know I have some things that he wants. He has one thing that I want, and maybe we'll strike a deal. Maybe we won't. I will keep you posted on that. It's just like how much. I think back to when I got the carded Boba Fett.
Yeah.
At that time it had a value of about $1,000, and it's probably about $1,500 now.
Mm-hmm.
But I gave up $1,800 worth of Star Wars and G.I. Joe stuff to get something, a lot for one.
Uh-huh.
I gave up a lot for one. So I've done this before.
That's called cleaning the room out, though.
It is. And it's also called overpaying for something that is unique, that is special.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
I rolled down there with all my bins. 20 to be exact.
20 bins.
20 bins. Do you think, like, how many bins does he have to go through before he's like, yeah, I'll give you the helmet?
Jeepers.
And how many bins would you give up to get the helmet?
Depends on what are in the bins, Josh.
I know that. But let's say that the bins vary in value from $200 to $1,000.
I'd say like $60 to $1,000. We got
$10.
You got a couple bins that.
No. Good bins. I'm only taking the good ones.
Oh, okay.
Garbage bins.
All right. I don't know.
Bin.
Because collections
I
are
like
funny.
all the guys in England, the UK right now. Bins. It's got garbage cans full of
Garbage cans full.
Yeah. We call it garbage. All right.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know yet, but I'm gonna put something out there at some point, and I will tell you. I'll be transparent with you guys what I offer. I'll let you know, and you tell me if you.
And then after that, if you get the deal, now you have to tell the story. But after, we won't tell it today because it's a good story and it'll be a good tie back into this show. You have to tell how he acquired them, but don't do it today.
Okay.
Do it only after you've achieved one of these, so that we can get a value comparison here.
Okay. Or when I get shot down.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or when you get shot down. But that's when I swoop in with bin patrol.
Yeah. Bin patrol.
Take Barrel Betty and I'll back it in.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Andy, it's been a really, really
rich and full day.
Yeah. It's been a great day. It started with a great morning. Traffic wasn't too bad. We powered down there in an hour there and an hour back. And we met some, I don't know. I'll just have to reiterate. When you meet people like the people that work at Doernbecher, you feel almost unworthy. And that maybe is a strong word. I guess you feel awed by the amount of love and compassion that these people put into their jobs. There's not a lot of people. You don't go to your local store or your local fast food joint and find the amount of absolute love for what they do. The person we met, I'm just going to say that, was 40 years in the child life program. 40 years of her
that's
life.
Beth. Yep,
and she didn't look that old.
No.
She looked like, if it's 40 years, then she started when she was 18. Is how I feel.
12 maybe.
Yeah,
well, that's what good clean living does for you.
Well, yeah,
the
blessings of love will do for you, and that's what she obviously gives out on a daily basis. So such a good morning, such a good like you said, just the bow. It's been hanging over my head for we gotta get this done. And we finally did under the right circumstances. We're gonna do it better next year. we'll stay tuned for that. We'll give you some more details. Hopefully, by the time we announce the auction date, probably during the auction. But man, what a great day!
Josh, do we have time for 2 questions?
We do. Let's answer.
Okay, I'll put it up here. Christian asked, this was a while ago, I started for later.
Get that off the screen.
Said, would the Gentle Giant piece look appealing if it was in plastic-free packaging?
I know that's a snipe.
A little tongue-in-cheek, given how much plastic is involved in this.
All the plastic.
All
you
of the
can, like
plastic.
if that ends up in the ocean, you got a raft.
Yeah. You don't have to let go, Jack. You can just swim
Yeah.
in that. So no, it would not. In short,
No, we're not. Yeah, we don't have to elaborate. No,
And then John asked, and this is a good way to finish this up: how long do people have to try and win
oh yeah,
the mini guide?
okay.
Okay, we'll just do it. We'll just do it through the end of the week. Okay,
Sure.
what's today? Wednesday.
Get it done by Saturday.
Get it done by Saturday.
That way
please.
you have Saturday morning in case you're working. Get it done.
Yeah, and that means you tag us and you tag Red 5 Designs with the hashtag FaveMock, like it says on the scroll down below. FaveMock, and you tell us what your favorite.
Today is August 17th, 2022. If you're listening on the rewind or watching, and you have till the 20th of 2022, August 2022, and that is like 3.5 days.
Yep. And we will ship it to wherever you are at.
Announce it next week. We'll close all tags at midnight on the 20th. Stay up, Andy. Stay up, Andy.
Cheapers. Okie doke. Well, thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for those who stayed with us in the chat the entire time. Really appreciate you. It's good to get back in the room with you, Josh.
Yeah.
We've taken turns being gone.
Busy summer. Busy summer.
Busier than I thought it would
family
be,
in
yeah.
real life, and we miss you guys. Thank you for tuning in as we've been tuned out a little bit. But winter is coming, so don't worry. We'll fire it back up. Light the fireplace. Hit a spinner.
Hit a spinner, maybe between two troopers.
Between two troopers. It's a concept we just have to do.
You might have to do that.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing with a friend. Go play with your toys.
Mm-hmm.